12th, and we got some pressure washing to do today. So, wow, how about that tribute video yesterday? I put that at the end of yesterday's vlog, you know, coming home. I just closed it out, and I had that Amazing Grace song, and I thought, you know, I got a couple popular hits on that, you know, comments, and I was like, well, you know what? Let's make it where just that part of the video can be separate for people to share easier, you know, instead of like saying, hey, check out this video this guy did. Don't worry about all that other stuff. That's just lawn service talk. But check this out. Go to like 18 minutes and 34 seconds and then watch it. So I was like, screw that. Let's just do our own clip of it. So I edited that part out and uploaded it on its own so people can check it out and share it a little bit more easy. So I didn't really intend for it to come out like that. It was just, I don't know, it's just the way I felt. It's how I feel about this business and about us, about me. And, you know, I just wanted to do a little something. And that means more than just to the business. That's also for, you know, everything that people do, you know, whatever your job is. You know, just embrace it and be the best you can at it. So, just gonna drop off some invoices real quick from yesterday. A few people in this neighborhood get them, they just print them. Because they just drop it in my mailbox. And so the question is, does the postmaster get mad for doing this? Is it federal law? And I get all these comments from people, oh, you're gonna go to jail, it's illegal. They don't care about invoicing, you know. You drop an invoice in a mailbox, they don't really care about that. I've done it my whole life in this business. You know, you just leave them an invoice, maybe a self-addressed envelope to mail it back. I mean, the mailman doesn't care. They you know, they might look at it and go, what is that? And look at it and go, oh, okay, whatever. If it's advertisements, political stuff, you know, flyers, things like that, they're gonna have heartburn with that. That's crossing the line. But somebody just making a living, they pretty much don't care. Especially they see you out here, you know, the mail person, they're not strangers, man. They're just like you and me. They're out there working. They don't care. They have an Amazing Grace song too. They just want to work. They don't want to cause problems for people. But if you abuse it and you start putting, you know, business cards or, you know, things that you shouldn't really do, like advertisements or political flyers and things like that, then you deserve to get in trouble, because that's not, you know, that's not right. But just running your business, just dropping an invoice off, they don't care. They really don't. But I appreciate everyone's concern. But I mean, the honest truth is they don't care. And if they don't care, I don't care. Just making a living out here, not hurting anybody. And it's safer, if you ask me, to do it this way than to leave it at the door, because then you get some lawn company coming through or pesticide company coming through. It's like, hey, what's this? And they snatch your bill off the door, and then they start reading your customer's phone number and names, and next thing you know, they're calling your customer, hey, I know so-and-so does your yard for $40. Well, I'll do it for $35. And so, screw that. There's dirty people in the world, man. So today, it's raining. It's a rainy day. I woke up, it's raining. Right now, it's raining. They talked about overnight showers, but it's supposed to clear up. But I don't care. You know why? Because today, we're doing pressure washing. So, hey, let's get wet. We're going to do a house, a driveway, a back porch, and then we're going to do a house, a driveway, and a walkway, I believe. And if we can get all that done, we're going to be making our financial goal for the day. And if we have time at the end of the day, which I don't see why we wouldn't, but we should, I should be able to get myself prepped to get, see, like this right here. This right here. This is a no-no. I'm going to show you this right here. I open this up, and that's what I see. Now, what's the deal with that? That's where you get in trouble. Unbelievable. So this guy's putting a business card in the mailbox. And see, when somebody does something like that, I'm going to put my invoice over top of it, so the mailman doesn't see that. Because when somebody starts doing that stuff, that's when the mailman is going to start cracking down. Well, in my case, the mail lady. Cute little bugger. that's when she's going to crack down and say, all right, enough is enough, and you're going to get a letter from the Postmaster General saying that, you know, federal law such and such states such and such, such. We've come across your customer invoice, such. Shut the hell up. So, you know, things are going to get, what's the word I'm looking for? Things can go bad, you know, so you don't want to abuse it. Now, I'm not going to take the man's stuff out because that's not cool. I'm not, you know, that doesn't make me any better than the next guy. So I'm not going to do that. So we got the pressure washer trailer in tow, and I had a question. Why did I use the pressure wash trailer? Well, because I couldn't use the pressure wash trailer. If it's already on the trailer and I don't need my lawn equipment and I don't need, you know, whatever, then what the heck? I'll leave it on the trailer. But I can pop a strap and back my trailer up to the bed of my truck and then pick up the pressure washer and slide it into the bed of my truck, and then I can hook my lawn trailer up. And, you know, if I had 5 yards to do out in this area and a house or two to pressure wash, and it's, you know, 5, 6, 7 miles away, it would make sense to try to hook everything up and go one time, right? That's the whole plan. But I don't have to do that. And, you know, if I don't have to do that, I'm not going to do that. I'll just leave it on the trailer, and I can back my trailer in and out of the my backyard by hand. I don't even have to use the mower, but I do have a ball on my mower, on my Gravely. I don't know how many people have that, but I have a ball on my Gravely, so I can hook it up to my trailer, my pressure wash trailer, and I can move my pressure wash trailer from my backyard to my front yard with the greatest of ease. And it's kind of cool to do that, but I don't need it, and it's wet out, so I don't want to rut up my side yard because it rained. It looks like it rained all night. But yeah, so we're putting out invoices, about $400 worth of invoices today, and from yesterday's work, so that's nice. Some people owe me twice. They owe me for cut 2 weeks ago, and they owe me for this one, so I'll be getting that money in the mail here shortly, and that's always nice. So that's what we got going on. Now, today we're going to do a house wash and a driveway and a back porch. Okay, those are priority. This guy's been wanting it done, and I told him I'd get them done as soon as I could. And I didn't know exactly how this week was panning out. So when I looked at my schedule Sunday, I saw that I had like 10 or 11 houses on Monday and like 2 or 3 houses on Tuesday. So I was like, well, and then one of those addresses ended up being a double. It was in twice, so I was like, well, I can turn around and do all my work on Monday and Tuesday. I can clean all that up and just have Tuesday open, and I can do my pressure washing on Tuesday. So that's what I ended up doing. So that clears us today, and so the rest of the week we will have yards to do, and then I'll get my kids Friday afternoon after school. I'll get my kids. So today's goal is 2 houses washed, 2 driveways done, and walkways and everything done. So one will satisfy the customer for Passover, one will satisfy the customer for just wanting his place tightened up. And then should I have time, we'll do the 20 bales of pine straw today, which should only take a couple hours. And if I don't have time, then we'll push that off to a day. Like maybe I'll buy the pine straw today, get everything ready, and so when I do have time, I can just run out there. Even if I have to run out there like Thursday or Friday after a lawn day or something, and just to get it done then and get it done. And that way I'll be clear for the weekend. We'll have our extras done for the week, and we should make our $1,800 to $2,000 financial goal. We should make that for the week, and that is the goal. So that's about it. I will catch you guys real soon on a pressure wash video here. Oh, hey, the blower attachment I got from my Steel BG86 handheld blower, that straight tube extension, man, huge difference. That really makes a big difference, because that round tube gives you more of a pinpoint accuracy when you're blowing off, where that flat one that goes out is more like just a broad area, like an old lady blower for your back porch or something. Like you gotta blow the leaves off so it doesn't tickle the cat's feet. I don't know what the purpose of that whole flat one is. I think it's terrible. Doesn't really work very good, so that's why I really never liked that blower. And I didn't get the 2 tubes, so a lot of people are saying that when they got theirs, they got the 2 tubes. I don't recall getting the 2 tubes, the extension, because I mean, I would have just looked at that and looked at the flat one. I would have easily said, chuck that, you know. I would have gave it to the kids. Here, do something with this. But so yeah, man, huge difference. So if you're sporting that flat tube or something, man, you got to get yourself the extension, man. It's a huge difference. Or even cut it with a hacksaw. Cut that crap off, man. Cut it right where the tube goes out. And man, it makes a big difference for being able to direct the blower, more accurately out the area you're blowing off. So instead of the crap blowing east and west, you can keep it going, from north to south as you move along. Big difference. And then you can always take that extension off to do wide area blowing, like through flower beds and stuff, so you pick up the leaves but not necessarily pick up the mulch. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, leave me a message and I'll explain it in further detail. So, yeah. So it's 8:45, and we are 8:44, whatever. And we are headed to the first house to wash, house driveway back porch. This will be the harder of the two. This has more concrete, I believe. Well, maybe not. Maybe not, because the other one has a walkway, a paver walkway. And with paver walkways, I move fast. I don't want to blow the dirt out between the pavers, but they're so old that, I mean, those pavers have been there for like 40 years. My pressure washer ain't going to get that dirt out from between the pavers unless I specifically take a single point and really go at it. And that I don't intend to do. There's Johnny. Hey, Johnny. Anyways, I went to Walmart because I know that this weekend they had the bleach on sale still for $2.50 a gallon at 10% strength, the Pool Essentials, on the rollback price. So I went there, I picked up 10 gallons, I topped my tank off pretty much. I don't really top it to the top. It's a 15-gallon chemical tank, and I still had some left over from the last job, sitting in there from the last purchase I did, where I did the four houses, I guess I did. I did 4 two-story houses. So I got 10 more gallons. So at $2.50 a gallon, it works out to $2.68 with tax a gallon. When I go to the pool supply house and I buy I call it a pool supply house, but they got everything there. But when I go to the chemical house for bleach in bulk, the 10% is $3.35 a gallon. So I believe it's like really, really close to that. It's anyways, it's like 65 cents more a gallon. But even, let's just say $6 more, but it's 65. But let's just say it's $6 or 6 cents more a gallon on the 10 gallons I just bought. I just saved, 60 cents more a gallon. I just saved $6. So you think, oh boy, $6. Well, $6. Go put $6 in your gas tank right now, while gas is $1.75 a gallon. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna put 3.5 gallons of gas in your car or in your truck. Your needle's gonna move from a quarter tank, get up a little bit closer to a half a tank. So shit like that matters to me. Save a little bit of money, and not buy bleach that I don't necessarily need sitting around. So I bought 10 gallons. I'm not going to use all 10 gallons today, but I would like to do my house coming pretty soon. My house has got a lot of pollen on the windows and stuff like that, so I would like to get everything cleaned up. It's kind of shabby, because we're really going to start kicking in the summer. That's coming really soon. This rain, things are really going to start growing here really soon, and these quick, fast, easy $400 or $500 days are going to become a little bit longer, harder $400 or $500 days, and then it'll start easing off again. And then we go into winter, where we go back and we watch lawn care videos, and we chomp at the bit, climb the walls, and beg and scream and cry and throw ourselves on the ground because our grass is not growing anymore and we miss cutting grass. And it's a vicious cycle that we're all a part of, that we love. So, yep, that's what we got. And I already put it all in there. So we're rolling fat on the trailer right now. We're ready to go do some washes. So let's go do some washes. Let's get this done. So that one's done, right? Driveway, house wash. And what I did is he has a white fence that goes all the way around. And what I did is I just misted it. And I told him, I said, look, I'm not charging you for the white fence. And I'm not cleaning the white fence. But I put some chemicals on your white fence just to try to thin it out and eat it out. It'll be perfect. But I didn't sit there and do the whole white fence. But that was an opportunity for him to say, oh, well, hey, how much to actually do the fence? Might as well do the fence. And, you know, I would have told him, yeah, another 50 bucks. And it would have been nothing. But he didn't bite, and so I didn't go any further. So I did a light spray of my chemical on the fence so there's no overspray of clean spots and streaks, because that would happen. So now if there's any overspray or any streaks remaining, he can't complain because I offered it. And I told him, hey, I lightly dusted it with some chemical, you know, dusted, you know what I mean. And so it cleaned off a lot of it. And so that's it. So that way he can't call me back and say, hey, you know, you kind of got this stuff all over my fence, and now I don't think I should have to pay for you to make it all look even. So there you go. So that's why I did it the way I did it. That's fair, because it is going to make spots on the fence. So I did the whole fence, but I didn't really do the whole fence. I didn't go back and rinse it, and I didn't really layer it on thick and leave with it perfect. I just layered it on and I left. So it'll do its job. Fair for him, fair for me. And that's how I like to do things. So it's starting to rain again. It got sunny there for a little while, but it is starting to rain again. So we got to see. But I'm going to head up here and I'm going to grab me a coffee, because I just am not getting enough coffee lately. So I'm going to run to my house and let my dogs out. And just had long, lengthy conversation with my customer at that house there too. So it kind of has me a little bit behind. But that's all right. Got my coffee. I'm going to let my dogs out. I just spoke to my customer, the senior citizen couple that want the house washed and everything for Passover. So she's like, well, that's 2 weeks away. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, your house ain't going to get dirty in 2 weeks. And then they're like, no, come on. I was like, okay, because of weather. And then, you know, I'll be booked up with lawn. So this house, we're going to do the front porch, which is a wood deck porch, painted. So we're going to do that. I believe it's painted wood deck, if I remember right. So that just gets light soak with the detergents and a rinse, and then it's got a paver front walkway, and so I can very quickly go over the pavers with my Briggs & Stratton surface cleaner. Then it's got a long skinny driveway that'll take me about 30 minutes to do, and there's a whole house to do, 1 story, and then there's 2 little sheds in the back, 2 little buildings in the back. So we're gonna knock those 2 out too. So nice little job. They're looking at, I don't know, they're looking at about 200 bucks, and it's going to take me about an hour and a half. So people ask me, how do I price the pressure washing jobs? Well, my flat rate pricing, I just basically go by, you know, I think I could be in and out of a 1 story in less than an hour with about maybe 3 gallons of bleach used. So I just take it, you know, 70 bucks. I figure maybe 10 bucks in bleach, and I charge 60 bucks an hour to run around and do a soft wash. Big deal. A 2-story, a little bit more bleach, and not a lot of people have the equipment that I have, so they don't have an ability to reach their 2nd story, them high gable roofs. They don't have a way to reach it without getting on a ladder and everything. Well, I'm not going to short myself because I was able to invest into equipment to make it reach, you know, so I don't have to get on a ladder, but they do have to get on a ladder. So it's like, hey, look, you're going to pay me 120 bucks. Well, it doesn't take you any longer. No, but you're not climbing a ladder to do it, are you? So, you know, don't. It's like lawns. You know, if it takes you an hour to mow a lawn with a 20-inch mower and you charge 60 bucks and the customer pays you for it, if you go out and spend $3,500 on a 0-turn mower that's got a 42-inch deck like mine, and now it takes you 20 minutes to do the yard, are you going to say, well, you were paying 60 because I was here for an hour, but now that I invested $3,500, now you're only going to pay 20 because I'm only here for 20 minutes? Of course not, right? I mean, so a 2-story, you know, a 2-story doesn't really take any longer than a 1-story, but I invested so much money into the ability to reach those 2 stories with the super high gables and the crazy roof peaks that are hidden behind other parts where you got to kind of let the water cascade over, you know, stuff like that. Well, I'm going to get paid for that, so I charge $120. Not double, but almost double. It's not double the surface. I don't use double the material to clean, but I do have equipment that makes it easier for me to do, and I paid a lot of money for that equipment. 3,600 psi, 4 gallons per minute. That equipment cost me a lot of money. So you don't have to climb a ladder. I don't have to climb a ladder, but I'm not going to short myself. So that's how I came up with the 70-120. And it seems to be roughly almost a going rate. Pretty close. And where I might be a little bit of a low baller compared to others, well, I'm not spending thousands of dollars a month on advertisements. I don't spend hundreds of dollars a month on yard signs that get stolen by competitors. I don't have ads on anything, and I don't have somebody running my website and charging me a buttload of money to rank high. So all my work is word of mouth. It's not my main income, so everything that I get is almost all profit. And that's the way I look at it. When it comes to concrete driveways and stuff like that, a lot of people go by square footage, and I just go by time. It'll take me 30 minutes to do that driveway, $50, $100, $150. You know, when I do like all the concretes and stuff like that around the neighborhood, then I'll sit there and I'll say, okay, around the neighborhood, around the house, basically it's $150. $150. It's gonna take me about an hour to an hour and a half, which I'm looking for about $100 an hour. There's no material used. The only material that's used is the time on my pressure washer, which requires services, you know, and gas for my pressure washer. Other than that, I'm not using bleach or anything, so $100 an hour is almost all profit except for service time on the machine and gas. So I'm at my place right now, so I'm going to go ahead and let my dogs out real quick, and then we're going to run on over and we're going to take care of my senior citizen couple there and get that one done. I'll try to do some filming there for you guys. I know you guys are really, really interested, and it's just these 2 yards kind of hard to do, but and we're supposed to have thunder showers coming in today, so we got to get this done, and then we'll be back on track. 3 days of lawns, and then I'll have my kids Friday. And just for the record, me and my wife are talking. We're working things out, you know, we're kind of discussing things, so things ain't bad. Things ain't too bad, so we'll see how things go. So I just washed my house. Took me about 15 minutes. I ran around. I did as far as I could reach from down the back of my house on one side, because my dogs were in the backyard and I didn't want to open the gates and stuff. So I did that, went around the side house, the front yard, you know, the front of the house, and then the other side yard. I got all that done. Really the main purpose was I needed to clean my windows. I had a lot of pollen on there. I needed to clean the windows off. So I figured I'd just shoot it real fast. Took me no time at all, like 20 minutes. Just did I just did a pressure wash job in like 20 minutes. I just didn't do the very, very back, which actually I only didn't reach like maybe 20 feet of the very, very back. Big deal. When I park the pressure washer in the backyard, I can do that at any time. So no biggie. But yeah, so the future of trimmers, man, you know, it's like, what's the future of trimmers? Where do I see this business in 5 years? Do I see it being just like this? I don't think so. I have some aspirations. For one, I'd like to get out of this whole truck and trailer setup, and I'd like to go to like a cube van type deal, the single wheel, you know, the single axle, not the dually back wheel, but the single back wheel type, like U-Haul trucks, rider trucks. I'd like to go to something like that, maybe with like a 12-foot by 7-foot box or a 12-foot by 6-foot box with a roll-up door, and have double drop ramps on it. It doesn't necessarily need a dovetail. You can either weld a dovetail on, or you could do a split drop ramp, so it's a shorter angle, you know, and just do 2 individual ones. I kind of see that because it's like a trailer. I really like having an enclosed trailer for weather, for theft, for all that, you know. But I really do like those because it's just one solid unit. You don't have to have a truck, a trailer, you know, wherever you park, you park. You lock the doors and you go. You're done. You put a GPS tracking system in it and you're good. You know, you're good to go. I like that a lot. I think I think that's super convenient, super efficient, and cheaper. I mean, just cheaper. You're talking paying $2,500 just for a trailer, you know. And then that trailer, for a trailer that size, $2,500, it's probably going to be a dual axle, so you can't get away with towing it with something like this. So now you got to get yourself a truck, you know, a full-size truck. So I mean, why not just do it all in one? It'd be cheaper. That's just the way I look at it. And you know, if you can't park it because of your HOA, which I believe I can anyways, but if you can't park it because of your HOA, then you could park it at a place. You just, you know, these places that let you park boats and campers, stuff like that, secure storage, something like that. You know, it's just that one little thing, and you can just drive there. That could be your place to meet for work. That could be where like any of your employees go. They just meet you there, and that's where you start your day. So I kind of like that whole option. I can see that happening probably in the next 2 years, or maybe by mid-season next year. Really making that jump, and then growing from there to maybe a couple crews. So like me and a guy, and I train that guy up, and then I send that guy out with another guy, and then I start a second crew. And my second crew would be me and a guy, and I possibly train that guy up, and he goes out with a guy. And so then you have 2 crews going out and earning some money. So I kind of like that thought. And then at the same time, whew, listen to this thing. Hear that? I think his exhaust pipe broke. It sounds like it's disconnected at the collector, where the exhaust manifold come down and meet, and then goes back to the 1 or 2 pipes back. Sounds like it's rotted out prior to the muffler. Just yeah, that thing's not sounding too good. But anyways, so I kind of see that happening. That's one goal that I would like to do. But it's very difficult for me to release the reins. I mean, I still enjoy this. I enjoy the hustle and bustle. So it's kind of hard for me to pursue that. But I know it's going to happen. I'm 46 right now, and that needs to start happening. And so maybe I'll have a couple crews going out, and you know, have them with $400 or $500 goals between the 2 of them. Well, actually, more like $600 goals between a day between the 2 of them. And you know, if each one's making a couple $100, then I'm still doing about 400. You know, and then expenses and taxes and insurance and workman's comp. I mean, I get that, you know. But I mean, if I have a crew making me 400 and a crew making me 400, I think that'd be pretty cool. And then I go out and have my pressure washing jobs, and you know, I run around doing some pressure washing, making $400, $500, $600 a day doing some pressure washing. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy, man. I mean, this is the easiest thing in the world. I can do this all day, every day, and I'm not tired. I'm not sore. Well, my back gets a little sore sometimes with the surface cleaning, but I do see that in my cards. A crew mowing lawns, possibly 2, and then me pressure washing. I do see that in my cards. I also see an applicator's license for me with doing weed and fertilizer. I'm not really too interested in doing pest control. Not interested in that. I mean, you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot and buy a bag of whatever, the grub killer shit and all that crap, and put that out 3 or 4 times a year. And I mean, you're doing good there. I don't need a chemical tank and all that crap. I'm not interested for that. But an applicator's license to be able to spray weed and feed, spray you know, liquid nitrogen, stuff like that. I might be into that. I might. That just seems easy as hell. I mean, you roll up and you deliver a spray on a yard, and then you drop a bill for $40 every 2 months, and you give them nice green grass, and you keep their weeds down to a minimum. I mean, I think that's pretty awesome, especially if you can do that as part of your lawn service, and include that into like an annual income or an annual cost. Like, okay, here's your annual cost, and it's going to get you 6 treatments a year, or maybe 5 treatments a year, because in January everything's so dormant it's not worth treating. I don't know. I'd have to look into that. That's why you get an applicator's license. You learn that stuff. You study. But you know, maybe 6 $40 treatments a year. So that's $20 a month. Gets added to their $80 a month lawn bill, or their $70 a month all year long lawn bill. So they pay $70 all year round plus $20. So $90 all year round. They get spray for their fertilizer, weed treatment, and they get their yard serviced all those times, plus 1 time each month in the winter, so everything stays nice and clean, and my guys still continue to earn some money, just maybe not as much, or maybe they go to salary too, I don't know. And then you know, I see that happening sometime between now and the time I'm 50. And right now I'm trying to build up the pressure wash side of the house, because I'd like the pressure wash side of the house, like the lawn business is supporting the buildup of the pressure wash side of the house. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm doing a lot of pressure washing. And I just got another call today from a customer who's interested in pressure washing. And I mean, that's really just word of mouth now, or knowledge from my customers. So as you have 100 lawn customers, you're gonna have eventually the potential of 100 pressure wash jobs to do in a year. The potential. So, you know, it's all in how you do it, what you charge and how you earn it. So the lawn business is supporting the pressure wash business. So it's getting me going, right? And I have the lawn business income to survive on while my pressure wash business is growing. Eventually, the pressure wash business will get to a point where it can be supplemental income to build a second crew. Or I could say, okay, well, I'm going to take today's $500 in pressure washing, and I'm going to put that toward the van truck type deal I want, the cargo van that I want for, and you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like Budget has them, Budget Rental has them, Penske has them, U-Haul I think has them. It's like the U-Haul truck, so it's like a van front end, but then it has the box in the back, but not the double one. I want the single wheel, where the wheel wells goes inside the box and the box sits lower. I don't want the double one where the box is way up high and you have to have a dovetail and you have 6 wheels on your truck. No. I want just a single 1-ton type with a V8 and the drop ramp. And you drop the ramp and you walk up the ramp and you open the roll-up door and there's all your equipment, just like an enclosed trailer. That's what I want. And everything's on the walls, and then you got your push mower and you got your 0 turn and possibly a walk behind, something like that for a crew. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know yet. Maybe a 36-inch hydro walk behind for one crew, and they go out and do these yards that require gates, and then a 42 or 52-inch 0 turn or 48-inch 0 turn with a push mower, and they go out and they do this route because they very rarely need the push mower. I don't know, something like that, you know. That's what I'm looking for. And I use the pressure wash money to build that part of the business, that extra stuff, you know. I use it to get to that point, and then when I'm 50 years old, I go like this, and now I push paper, and I go out and I do pressure washing, and you know, my income is from the pressure washing, and it would be, when I say all cash, I don't mean all cash, but I mean I don't owe anything. So, you know, I make $100, I keep $100 minus some of the expenses. I'm not paying for equipment, I'm not paying for trucks and trailers, and I'm not paying for anything, just your everyday operator expense. And, you know, that's my income. And then the lawn business has their income. So, you know, you got Trimmers Enterprises, complete property maintenance. And then you have the house wash is a part of Trimmers, and you have the lawn care, which is a part of Trimmers. So Trimmers Enterprises is the business. That's the company. But Trimmers Enterprises, what do they do? Well, they got pressure washing and house washing. They have yard spraying, fertilizer and granule fertilizer. They have lawn service and pine straw and mulch installation, you know, and that's the business. And you have the two crews going out doing the hard nitty-gritty. They're cutting the grass. They're making the meat and potatoes of cutting the grass, and then you have me out there running around tightening up all the loose ends, making sure the weed control's getting applied properly in the flower beds, spraying the customers' yards, house washes that are coming due, things like that are all getting done. My day ends 3 o'clock, and I do the paperwork for tomorrow. The guys show up, they give me their sheet, you know, show me everybody that they did, and it's a done deal. I send them on their way, 4:30, 5 o'clock, they go home, and, you know, I go home and I enter the people in the computer, or the next day I do that, whatever, and I send out the invoices for the day, or at least let the customers know, hey, your yard was serviced on this day, thank you for your business, appreciate your payment at the end of the next month. You know, stuff like that. I don't know why this guy didn't walk in front of me. I let him, but whatever. You know, and I send that out, and then once a month send out the bills, you know, with a, hey, this month we did lawn service on this day, lawn service on this day, and your yard was treated for weed control, or was treated with liquid nitrogen, or was treated with a turf builder 10-10-10, or your yard was, you know, this application, or your yard was pressure washed, your house was pressure washed on, you know, on this day, thank you for your business, appreciate your payment, and they pay online, done deal. So that is what I kind of see. I'm not just, you know, just some little rinky-dink lawn guy out here who's just running around with a video camera and a lawnmower. I do have a plan for my business. This is year 2 of my business now, because of the military. So, you know, I had a business a long time ago, and then the military, and now I have a business again. So I'm starting it all over again, but I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to build a solid foundation that I have extremely loyal customers that'll be willing to work with me should I have a lawn crew that's not doing the greatest, but, you know, will give me an opportunity, and not just like, hey, what's this? This looks like crap, and fire me. I want them, you know, they know Dan, they know Trimmers, they know the Trimmers touch, they know what it looks like, and if something comes up, they can say, hey, Dan, hey, what happened? Flower beds they don't look as clean as they used to. They're not edged like they used to be. Oh, I'm sorry about that, sir. I'm training a new guy. I'll get that squared away. You know, I want to have that rapport, and then I'm going to have that twice. I want to have that twice. You see what I'm saying? So, like right now, I can hire a guy and start training him up. I just don't think I'm ready to this year, because then that income that I'm paying him would hurt me with purchasing my truck. And ultimately, I want to have my truck and the equipment. I have the equipment. Now I want to have the truck that I want. And then once I have the truck that I want, then I'm going to start hiring the guy that I want. You know, I'm going to start running ads and start testing people. And the very first thing I want to do is, without any question, I'm going to put them on a weed eater. And if they can't weed eat, there's no tomorrow. Here's $50, thank you for your time. Next. They have to have a foundation of being able to weed eat. If you can't weed eat, you will not work for Trimmers. You have to be a good, solid, squared away weed eater. That is the most. Because no matter what happens when you are working on a lawn, no matter what happens to the lawnmower, to your edger, to anything, if you can weed eat, you can complete the job, and you can complete it, and it'll look good. Grinding down weeds, edging flower beds, edging concrete, pavement, sidewalks, streets, and even going back and forth as if it's a mower, because it might be too wet to actually mow. So all those things can get done with a weed eater. So that's why weed eating is very, very important to me. But okay, my customer's out, and I'm at my customer's yard, so let me see what I can do. So that one's done, and I couldn't do any videoing. It's pouring down rain. I'm soaked. I got poured on. The camera would have just fogged up, but I ended up doing the driveway, the paver sidewalk with the surface cleaner, and I did the house, and then I did the shed in the backyard. She calls it her bike building, her bicycle building. It's a big old tall shed. She stores her bikes in it. So that's done. So I did get the pressure washing jobs done for the week that I had lined up. I still got a pine straw job that needs to get done. I got another pressure wash job that the customer called me on that I'm going to try to schedule for next week. And then this customer here has a rental home that she wants me to run by, chop vines off the side of the house, and do a pressure wash to that house too. So looks like we got more pressure washing jobs to do next week. Again, it's all word of mouth, customers and stuff like that. No advertisement, no expense, no cost. So, you know, you get to make these $200, $300 jobs with no advertisement, no cost, man. That's freaking awesome. But I mean, today's a pretty short video. It's kind of a yucky day anyways. But we did get to talk about my future plans and sort of the things that I want. I'm curious to know what you guys think about that. Again, you know, a lot of this channel isn't just me, it's about us. So I'm curious to know what you guys think. Maybe what direction you plan on taking your business, where you're at now, you know, where have you been, and where you plan on going, stuff like that. Man, I think it's really, really freaking interesting. And so really, that's about it. What's today? Tuesday, right? Yep, today's Tuesday. My son has a game tonight, but it might get rained out. And then we got Wednesday, Thursday. So 2 more days, and then Friday I get my kids that afternoon off the bus. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that should be a pretty cool weekend. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be back to mowing. I think the weather's going to be fine. So we'll just have to see how things go. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging in there with me.